Hi everyone. Today we are going to deal with Unit 3, first year secondary school, improving lives. As we have discussed before, we dealt with reading about David Copperfield. We learned how to write a paragraph or a summary of a story. And of course, we listened before to the texts. We spoke and discussed topics. Today we are going to review or do a revision on this unit. Let's first start with vocabulary. The first word we are going to deal with, debts, means the money you must give to someone. We have here an example. I never borrow money, so I never have debt. Earn means receive money for doing work. The example, footballers often earn a lot of money. Merchant, a person who buys and sells a lot of goods. Judy buys cotton from a merchant and uses it to make clothes. Owe means have to pay back. You bought me my theater ticket yesterday, so I owe you some money. Miserable means very sad. Poor Ahmed is miserable. He missed his bus, broke his phone, and found out that he didn't pass his exams. Plump, fat in a nice way. My baby sister never stops eating. She is plump, healthy, and happy. Prison, a place to keep criminals. People who break the law go to prison. Merchant, a person who buys and sells a lot of goods. Judy buys cotton from a merchant and uses it to make clothes. Now, with grammar, present perfect and past simple. The present perfect. Formation, subject, have or has plus past participle. We use it for actions that started in the past and continue. I have lived in here for 10 years. This means that I started this action and I still live there. I have lived there since I was a child, or since 2001. Here we note that we used for the period and we use since for the starting point. And of course we use present perfect for actions which have happened very recently. Here I have just finished reading David Copperfield. Present perfect is very suitable to speak about actions which haven't happened but might happen in the future. Here we can note, I've never read Copperfield. This means I didn't have the chance to do that. Ahmad has already traveled to London, but he hasn't visited Paris yet. This means that he went to London, he came back, but he didn't go to Paris. Now, with grammar, present perfect and past simple. Now, we must notice the difference between present perfect and past simple. Here we can see we use the past simple for actions that started and finished in the past. He lived in London in 2016. I read Black Beauty 2 years ago. Can we notice the difference? When we use the present perfect, we used since before telling the name of the year or the starting point. I have lived in here for 10 years. This means that I started this action and I still live there. I have lived there since I was a child, or since 2001. Here we note that plump, fat in a nice way. My baby sister never stops eating. She is plump, healthy, and happy. As you can see here, the verb make plus object plus adjective. My mother makes me happy. This means that my mother gives me the feeling of happiness. After that, look at here. Make plus object plus infinitive, which means force or persuade. My mother makes me wash up. My mother makes me wash up. This means that my mother asked me to do, or my mother persuaded me to do something. Make plus object plus noun means create or do something for me. Here, my mother makes me tea. She went to the kitchen, she made the tea and came to give it to me. Look, can you see the difference? Be interested in plus noun or verb ing. It reads like that. Dickens was most interested in helping poor children. Can you see the difference now? Have an interest in plus noun or verb ing. The difference here between using be or using have. Dickens had an interest in helping poor children. Be careful when you sit to the exam. You must be careful. Read carefully. Huh? Do you see? Can you see the difference? All right. Let's read together. Spend plus time plus verb ing, or spend money on noun. He spends his time reading. It means he enjoys his time. He enjoys reading. Let's read the other sentence. He spent his money on books. Sometimes it means wasting. Spend sometimes mean wasting. If we spend our time in something wrong, so we are wasting our time. Some students spend their time playing video games, so they are wasting their time. Some people may spend their money on junk food. That's wasting their money too.